Welcome back. The second episode of the Nosebleeds podcast. I'm
Let's
Zach,
get it.
joined again by Brady and Vince. Fellas, how are we?
We're doing great today. It's a good day. We got a little thunderstorm action here in the background. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great episode.
I'm blessed, man. Let's get it. I'm hyped.
Yes, sir.
So we got a couple new segments in this episode today. We got an ice breaking segment. We got a little NFL schedule talk, NBA playoff talk, a little hot take segment, and a little college football. But yeah, great feedback from episode one, guys. We got a lot of love for the first episode, so we're gonna try to keep growing, man. So we're gonna jump right into things. Brady, I want to get to you first. A couple nights ago, you were at the FC Cincinnati game.
I was.
One of the greatest soccer players, Messi. Take us through us, man. How was the environment?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Soccer games very underrated. I feel like if you don't watch soccer, I don't watch soccer myself really. I know I want to start covering the World Cup when that starts. I think that would be cool to go over. I think that was really interesting in 2022. I loved watching that. But the environment's crazy, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like we were going down there, and every single like parking lot was prepaid parking. Like they had to swindle our way there. When we parked, there was the entire what's it called for soccer? Like the entire like the fans like are walking down, marching
Oh,
to
it's the
the
Bailey.
Bailey,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And they
yeah.
were like going crazy, and we got there, it's packed. There's so many were not Messi fans. I'm not gonna lie, I had a fan in front of me who, whenever Messi scored, he just put on a Messi jersey, and then whenever FC scored, he took it off. This little kid, but Messi had two goals. He had two that were called off, but he had two goals, and I think assist or two assists. Um, Very great performance by him. Fans were going insane. I saw a video on TikTok where a fan actually ran onto
Yeah.
the field.
All right.
But man, it's crazy seeing a goat live like that.
So I think it's cool because, we're all from the Cincinnati area, and a lot of people talk about the Bengals atmosphere and, the Reds when that's a sold out crowd. But I think FC is very underrated. Like you went into it, but
100%.
the atmosphere was insane, wasn't it?
Yeah, I sent some videos to you guys. Just like the way the pregame intros, they had they always have a guest pull out their sword and a bunch of like just fireworks go off and a bunch of stuff. It was really cool to see.
Well, that's awesome. So we're going to get right into it. Brady has a little breaking news he would like to tell you guys. So, Brady, get right into it.
Yes, breaking news. Mr. Notorious Conor McGregor is returning to the octagon. Crazy. He'll be playing Max Holloway on July 11th. We got a couple months till that, but they played back in 2013. Conor McGregor won, but Max Holloway is a complete different fighter now. He's one of the faces of the UFC. But yeah, this is going to be very exciting. A lot of people are very hyped for this. McGregor's first fight in 5 years.
Wow.
He's the people's champ, man. So yeah, I also later on, guys, want to talk more about the Freedom 250 event, UFC. If Vince or Zach, if you guys don't know, they are doing it at the White House.
Yep.
I don't know if that's ever been done for anything. It's going to be absolutely nuts. So yeah.
That's crazy, man. Thinking about McGregor getting back in the octagon. Vince, you got any thoughts about it?
It's crazy. Good for him. I'm happy for him. And also, I will say, Brady, I like how you call it matches and like they're playing each other, but I feel like fighting would be more the right term. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's all
fighting,
right.
same thing.
We're new to this. We're new to this. So
Yeah.
that's the start, man. So we're going to lead into one of our newest segments on the podcast, guys. Ice breaking questions with the panel. Every couple other shows, I'm going to ask everyone a couple, two or three questions to get us for the viewers to get us to get to know us better. All right. So my first question for you guys: what's the best sports atmosphere you've ever experienced in person? Whoever wants to start.
I'll kick it off. I got a little bit of recency bias here, but I think it's a good recency bias. Miami SMU, the first four this year. First of all, the Red Hot Dayton's only 40 minutes away from Miami University, and that atmosphere was loud. I could not think in there. That place was electric. Fans were getting rowdy. They were getting hyped. Honestly, it was probably one of the best sports atmospheres I'd been a part of. A close second would probably be any one of the Notre Dame games I've been to, but yeah, that Miami SMU atmosphere was different.
That's a great answer.
Um, There's a good amount for me. Man, it's hard to say, but honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Ohio State, Michigan, 2024. Seeing the game live was insane. Literally the night before I found out I was going, and yeah, it's gonna be a crazy. It was a crazy atmosphere to be there, and yeah,
Brady, you gotta let me know if you put this one in consideration for my answer, but this is a crazy answer. But I put the Bills Bengals game, but it was the Damar Hamlin game. Okay, now let me explain myself. I've been to a lot of Bengals games in the past, and I've never seen an environment like that game. Like from the tailgating scene to
Mhm.
pregame. I mean, the stadium, Paycor was packed like an hour before kickoff. It was crazy. The Who Dey chant they do before the game, it was as loud as I ever heard it. And it sucks what happens, but that was one of the craziest environments, guys, I've been to, and I've been to a lot of
yeah.
games.
That was one that I was debating on, but I had to go Ohio State, Michigan. Being
Yeah,
there is
yeah,
crazy.
Oh wow.
yeah. Dude, it was crazy night. I was also gonna put the Crosstown Shootout a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I'm a big college basketball guy, so but we were just living our highs. Now we're gonna go a little low, guys. We're gonna go a little low. What's the most devastating loss you have ever witnessed as a sports fan?
Brady, I'll let you start this one off.
Um, you know, I wasn't here for this game, but being a fan, this was devastating. And I think both of you guys know where I'm going to go with this, but it's got to be January 20th, 2025. Notre Dame, Ohio State. Being from Ohio and going to a school where a lot of Ohio State fans are there, including Notre Dame fans, there's a lot of bickering between the two. And they had our number the last two times we played in that game. I was hype. I was hoping, yeah, this is hopefully going to be the one. Had a great first drive, Riley Leonard, and then it all went south. It was, yeah. I don't like talking about it, but it's terrible.
That was your peak of life, man.
Yeah,
That's
that was
great,
peak
man.
life. I will say this. Kind of similar to this. From that same season, I was there in person to witness this.
Oh wow,
Notre Dame NIU 2024.
that's a great
Mm.
answer.
I really went into this thinking Notre Dame was going to win by 50. I did not know beforehand that NIU kind of had like a legacy of beating Power 5 opponents. They do. So it was like 14-13 for the longest time. Then NIU kicked a field goal. That was like the most quiet I have ever
It's
seen
terrible.
Notre Dame Stadium in my life. That was the
You got
most
it.
quiet that place has ever been, and
Yeah.
that was disappointing, especially coming from that team. But they were able to rebound, so I will give them that.
You guys could tell that Brady hates that game because he was just shaking his head while Vince was talking.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I was I I got I remember getting Chipotle during that, like toward the end, 'cause I was with a friend, and I got home. I literally, I think I had a full bowl from Chipotle. I maybe took 3 bites out of it, and I threw it away. I couldn't eat it. I was sick to my stomach.
Dude, that's awesome. So I'm gonna stay on the college football playoff route, guys. You already know where I'm going with this. Cincinnati versus Alabama. When the
Hmm.
Bearcats made the college football playoff.
I was there with you.
We had a big party at my grandma's house in the garage. Vince, I don't know if you were there.
I was
know-
not there actually.
Yeah.
No, I
Brady was
watched that
there with
game. I
me.
remember that game really well. I was not there with you guys when it happened.
Yeah, so I got false hope. All right, it was the first drive of the game, and my Bearcats and Desmond Ritter are driving downfield. Right, and like they're about to score, they get stuck to a field goal, and then after that, man, it just went all downhill. We did not score. We just had 2 more field goals after the first drive, and I've never seen so many batted down balls from a defensive line like Alabama did to Desmond Ritter. It was insane, but I didn't talk to anyone for like 2 to 3 days. I stayed in my room. Um, it was brutal. And then I was also going to say the second AFC Championship game against the Chiefs.
That was heartbreaking, dude.
How
That was terrible.
That was worse than the Super Bowl for me. Because, like, I was just happy to be at the Super Bowl. Like, it
Right.
sucked losing, but I was just happy to be there. But that AFC Championship team that was brutal. Because I thought that team was the best team, like, we've seen from the Bengals.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, with the Super Bowl, it's like, oh, we're happy to be there. I mean, kind of towards the end, I was a little disappointed in that, but it's like, hey, we made it to the Super Bowl, and then
Was that that was the game where Osai, I believe, had that late penalty? Was it on
yeah, I
Mahomes?
think so. Yep.
And then
Yeah.
it was also the game. It was Burrow. I think it was either third or fourth down, and it was like a 15 yards to get a first down, and Burrow just threw it down to Jamar. Jamar just caught it in double coverage. I'm like, oh my god, we're just gonna go back to back, and then it
A,
just
a lot. What people also don't talk about is in that Super Bowl where the Bengals were in that final play for the Bengals offense, Jamar Chase wide open down the
oh
field.
stop.
They couldn't get it to
Talk
him.
about it. Don't talk about it. Do
It's
not do
Aaron
it.
Donald.
I
I
got
don't
so
want people
mad
to
at
talk about
someone. I'll tell you the name off the podcast, but he posted a picture the day after the Super Bowl of Jamar Chase being that wide open, and
I know
I
who.
threw my phone across the room. Like
I was upset.
And from watching it live, you couldn't even tell that he was open. And then I remember
No,
seeing
you
the
couldn't
clips from
even tell.
behind.
No.
I was like, oh my God.
just
If
had
the
to.
offensive line, all they had to do was block. All right, let's move
Yeah,
on
let's
from that.
transition, man. There's negative vibes going on. So, we're gonna stay on the NFL topic, guys. Big news last Thursday. The NFL schedule released, guys. We got a couple great slates. We got all the holiday slates. Vince, your first initial reaction to the schedule releasing last Thursday?
I'm going to talk about both lists of the overall and also the Cincinnati Bengals. I liked it. I mean, I like the games they picked. I liked the state international games. They're finally giving us some good games on the holidays, which I feel like sometimes those holiday games could either be very much a very like boom or bust in that type of situation. I like the holiday slate. I like the holiday slate. And then looking at the Bengals, I like the schedule. I like the schedule a lot. I think the Bengals got a really good schedule there, and I enjoy it.
Any games that stick out to you guys? Anyone could go.
I'll go here. I think honestly a primetime game in week one, Patriots Seahawks.
I'd say that.
If I gotta say that, I feel like everybody could have said that as well. It's just a rematch of the Super Bowl, and Patriots are looking for revenge here. Especially to have that game in week one, I find that pretty crazy. And another one that really did stick out to me as well. I think week six is going to be a sleeper for this game, but the Cowboys and Packers, I don't know why, but something about that game is drawing me towards it. I think it'll be a fun match.
That's a great answer. I didn't
I
even
agree
think
with
about
that Cowboys Packers pick. That's going to be a really really good game.
Dude, I think the NFL did amazing with all the primetime games. I was looking at the primetime schedule earlier today, and the teams that are predicted to just not be good or don't have a single primetime game. I don't think the Browns have one. I don't think the Titans have one. So it's just great football. A couple of things that sticked out for me, man. The Christmas slate this year is loaded. You got Bills at Broncos, Rams at Seahawks, and then Packers at Bears. That might be the best Christmas slate I think I've ever seen.
I think
the
that's
last
the
couple
best.
years.
Since they started doing the 3-game Christmas game slates, that's probably the best one we've gotten.
Yeah, the Christmas slate sticked out to me. Definitely the Chiefs Bills game Thanksgiving night. That's gonna be cinema. And then just non-biased too here. I'm just as an NFL fan talking. Dude, the Ravens Bengals game New Year's Eve. That game, Cincinnati might explode that night. Like it might be burnt down in flames. Talking about how crazy it's gonna be down there. You got so many great storylines in that game, and the villain, Brady's boy Trey Hendrickson returning to Cincy, man. So that's
It's gonna be a good one.
So I gotta ask you guys. You're looking at the schedule, right? Who has the toughest schedule, toughest stretch? Anyone could go.
I honestly just think it's by far the Arizona Cardinals. They got a brutal schedule, and they're also in a brutal division as well. You got a guaranteed 6 games against playoff teams, against the Seahawks, Rams, 49ers, and you got a tough stretch. Even with that 4th place schedule, you have a tough stretch of games. I think Arizona just tops it off for me, in my opinion, with like the toughest schedule overall in the NFL.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams here. I was looking at the stretches they had, dude, and I was like, there's no way. So their late season stretch, they play the Packers, Chiefs, 49ers, Cowboys. They play the Seahawks on Christmas. Then they go to Tampa Bay, and then Seattle again in Week 18. I mean, they have a good bye week in week 11, but I just feel like I don't know. They got screwed off pretty bad. With I think they're traveling almost 35,000 miles this season, which is one of the
Wow.
highest totals in the NFL as well. They opened the
Way up
season
there.
off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they opened the season off in Australia,
That's so stupid.
and that like right away, that's already a crazy amount of travel. And four of their first five games are primetime games, which I think is really odd for the NFL to do that. And I think by far it's the Rams. I know you said by far Cardinals. I'm gonna go by far Rams.
Dude, international. We had a topic about international last episode. I don't like the international game week 1. I think that's kind of screwing the team
Yeah.
up a little bit. But I'm gonna stay out west. I'm gonna go with the other LA team, the Chargers.
Mm.
Now let me read this off to you guys. I'm starting from week 3, going to the last game of the season. They play the Bills, Seahawks, Broncos, Chiefs. Then they get a bye. Then they play the Rams, Texans, Jaguars, Steelers, Patriots, Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs, Colts, Eagles, Broncos.
That is pretty rough.
I think all
That's
those but like 5 were playoff teams.
that's the most insane slate I think I've ever seen from an NFL like schedule standpoint. So
I'm gonna be honest. I have a take too. I don't know if the Broncos are gonna be that good this year. I mean, they have a good team, but Bo Nix. I don't know if you guys have seen his like ankle, but like it does not look good at all. I don't know if he's gonna return back to his normal self,
I
but
also I
we're
think
gonna see.
I also think I agree with that, Brady, but I also think with especially with the Chiefs kind of reloading their roster, I
Yeah,
think it's going to be a lot tougher for the Broncos to win that division this year.
yeah.
I think people are counting the Chiefs out.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah, 100%.
I'm never gonna count Patrick Mahomes out.
Yeah,
Like
No,
you're making a mistake if you do.
or as long as he's in the league, I don't think you can count him out really.
no, you never count Patrick Mahomes out of anything. No, you really
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah, so this man, I look forward when the schedule drops and watching all the
Hmm.
videos that the team post and looking at games and circling games I want to go to as a Bengals fan. So we're gonna transition. We're gonna do this really quick, guys. I did a little Bengals record prediction. You might call me crazy. I got them going 13-4 this season. Yeah, yeah, 13-4. Okay, listen, I think they had the third easiest schedule out of the whole NFL when I was looking at it. I just I like this Bengals team, man. You could call me crazy, but I think 13-4 is the prediction for me for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'll go next here. I agree with that, Zach. I think they got an easy stretch, but I don't agree with you with the record.
Okay.
I have them going 11-6.
Oh wow. See, like
So
it could go any way for me.
it really
honestly.
could with the Bengals,
Yeah.
especially. It really could go either way with them.
Anything else, guys, from the NFL? All right. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna transition here from the major leagues down to the college level, guys. We're gonna do a little college football talk. Why don't we?
Let's do it.
I love it. I love it.
We're gonna do conference favorites. So we're gonna go around. We're gonna list our conference favorites, why we like them, and then we're gonna do a little fun segment at the end of this college football segment. Vince, I'm gonna start with you, man. Do you have an SEC favorite?
I
for-
do.
Yeah.
I was kind of looking at it, kind of arguing with myself about a few teams. I just think it's hard not. I think it's hard to pick against. Georgia. I think they're going to be the SEC favorites again. It's got to by far be Georgia.
Brady, who you got out of the SEC?
Yeah, I got Georgia again. I think they have honestly one of the easier SEC schedules, and I mean, by no means. I mean, you're playing the SEC. Obviously, you got the hardest conference in college football, but I think they have one of the easier ones. I think Bama on the road. It seems to be the hardest. I wouldn't be surprised if they get upset in the season, though, by a mediocre team. That's a hot take right there. I wouldn't be surprised if they get upset by a mediocre team in the season. I could see South Carolina possibly upsetting them or something like that, but I don't know.
So I got Georgia too. You guys basically said everything I wrote down. Just I'm a big Kirby Smart guy. I think he gets a lot of hate, but
Yeah.
I really like Kirby Smart. So we're gonna transition to the ACC. Anyone who wants to start, who you guys got out of the ACC?
Right.
Yeah, I'll start off here. The ACC, I'm going to be honest, I like Miami here. I don't like saying them because I don't like the team at all. But I think the new transfer quarterback they got, Darian Minsa, I think that's a great pickup. I think he has a great fit with the team. They still have Mark Fletcher at the running back position, who obviously had an amazing season last year. And then, of course, they have Malachi Tony at the receiver position. He's outstanding for being so young. He was such a stellar freshman. And I think the team they have great weapons, and they're going to use them. So I'm got to go Miami here.
Vince?
Yeah, I agree with Brady. I was kind of arguing with a few teams. I mean, especially with like how the ACC's been. I think Duke and Virginia played the game last year, even though it should have been Miami and Virginia, in my opinion. But that's a
Hmm.
discussion for another day. It's got to be Miami. They're returning a lot of talent again. Like Brady mentioned, they got a new transfer quarterback in. It's got to be the Hurricanes.
So we got the first different answer, guys, on the panel. I'm going Clemson. They've had a couple down years. They've had a lot of people just predicting them to do really good the last couple seasons, and they failed. But I think Dabo, man, he needs a really good season, to help him stay at his job.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree.
For Dabo.
yeah, I mean, we could talk about that. I mean, that's a whole segment. But
Yeah.
I think they have the best overall roster in the conference. I just think it's very even, and I think their defense is really going to stand out this year. And the ACC and the Big 12 were the hardest for me. Like they're so wide open. I feel like, and anyone can win it.
Anyone could win those conferences. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So we're gonna transition to the Big 12, guys. This had to be the hardest conference.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Anyone
I
wants to
agree.
start?
I'll take it from here. This one was another one where I'm like, man, this could really be a conference where anyone I feel like wins, but I gotta stick with Texas Tech, man.
Oh, wow.
I'm sticking with Texas Tech to repeat. I was arguing either between them, BYU, and a couple other teams, but I just think Texas Tech is going to repeat this year.
Vince, I got to ask you a question before Brady goes. Did the Sorsby? How did that factor in your decision making?
It factored in well. I think if they did have Sorsby, I think they would obviously be the clear to road favorite for them to win the Big 12. They're gonna struggle a little more without Sorsby now, especially. I think you have a couple you have BYU there. They're gonna always be competitive for the conference, and you have a couple dark horse candidates like Houston. They had a really good year.
Yeah, that's a great
They
answer.
could very much be a dark horse candidate in the Big 12.
Brady.
Yeah, I also had Houston as a dark horse as well, which is kind of crazy. But for the Big 12, I was going to go with Texas Tech if it wasn't for Sorsby having a betting addiction. I still think the Red Raiders will be solid. I think they have a very firm defense, and I think they'll win a lot of games. But I'm going with BYU here. I'm gonna be honest. I think Bear's a great quarterback, and I can see them winning the Big 12. I think he had a great season last year. Hopefully that can transition into this year. I think he'll be solid.
I mean, this was so hard. And you think about 2 years ago, Arizona State was picked to finish last from the media, and they go on and win the conference. So it's literally, we could be saying all these teams and they could be finishing dead last. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I feel like Big 12 is always like a conference where nobody really for sure knows what's going to happen with it.
Expect unexpected, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but I got Kansas State. I just think they're a very disciplined football team, and I think they're solid every season, but I think they're about to make that next jump this year. And it just feels like Kansas State's a more stable team, and that's why I'm choosing them. I would have chose Texas Tech, but the Sorsby situation, I just think he's not – we all agree he's not going to play it down of college football.
No, he's
Ever again.
His best bet to go to the Rule 5 draft for the NFL.
Yeah, so
If he wants
Big
to
12 was
play
difficult, man. But I got Kansas State. And then now we're going to go into our last power conference, the Big Ten. Whoever wants to start, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ohio State University here. I hate saying Ohio State as well. There's two teams in these that I don't like to say, but I can't be biased. I think with Indiana losing a lot, I know a lot of people are still saying that they're going to be good. And I think that's true, but I think they're losing a lot with Mendoza being gone. And I don't see Indiana really going for a perfect record like I see some people somehow saying. I think they'll be decent, but they're definitely not going to be anywhere close to what they were last season. I think Ohio State also lost a ton of great players, but also they did gain a lot at the same time. But
Great protocol.
I like the Buckeyes for the Big Ten.
This is kind of one where I was kind of going back and forth, actually between three teams: Indiana, Ohio State, and then Oregon. I was kind of going back and forth between the three, but I just gotta go with Ohio State, man. I think it's the time for the Buckeyes for doing it to do it. So even though they did lose a lot of talent, I think it's going to beat them in Oregon at the end of the road.
Yeah, Ohio State definitely had a disappointing year to end the season last year, losing to Miami. But it's hard not to bet against the Buckeyes, so I'm picking Ohio State as my Big Ten favorite. I just think they did lose a lot, but when you retain a quarterback like Sam and you add a lot in the portal, it's going to help you. And I agree with Brady's point about Indiana. I just think they lost so much, in my opinion, on the draft, and then you lose your star quarterback, the Heisman quarterback, you're going to have a big fall off. So it's hard to see Indiana repeating. I think they'll be up there for sure. My dark horse in the Big Ten, I'm not saying they're going to win it, but I think they're going to be up there as Wisconsin, guys. I think if you look at their schedule, it's kind of a cakewalk, in my opinion. It's a lot easier than it has been the last couple of years for them, so watch out for Wisconsin out of the Big Ten, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I do like that. I didn't really look into their schedule.
yeah, you guys take a minute and look at the schedule after this podcast because it's pretty easy.
Yeah, do you guys have any games that you guys are most excited about, though, for this upcoming season?
All right, I got to go first because I don't want you guys
Let's
to
hear
know
it.
my answer. So first, I was going to choose Texas Tech at Cincinnati because of the Sorsby thing, but that game's probably not going to be as fun now because Sorsby's probably not going to play. So I got LSU at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin's
Oh, that's a good one.
Lane Kiffin's return to Oxford. It has to be a night game. Like, come on, you got to make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, 100%.
Oxford might burn down that night. Like, you got the coach returning to the fan base he left. Hopefully it's a night game. It's week 3, so the fans are going to be fired up.
Yeah.
That's going to be an amazing, amazing atmosphere and a must-see college football game this season. So I'm ready for that game, man.
You guys can,
I know Brady will probably end up agreeing with me. So sorry for the
yeah.
It's storming there. I
The
know
house
you're
is
going to
shook, so.
Brady. It has to be Miami at Notre Dame. It has to be, especially Notre Dame. That was the loss that kept, I think a lot of people think that kept them out of the college football playoff, was that loss. It was a tough loss, yes. But I'm going to say this, I think Miami Notre Dame is going to be the game of the year in college football. That is a bold take because there's a lot of good games, especially on that week slate as well. But that's going to be a game that's going to steal the spotlight, in my opinion.
God, I'm so excited for college football. My favorite sport to watch of all time.
Yes,
I'm not gonna lie, LSU and Ole Miss was my second. But of course, I gotta go Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I think with Miami going up to South Bend, this is a massive chance for the Irish to get back and win it at home at night on November 7th. It's another Catholics versus Convicts game. Earlier in the season for Notre Dame, they lost 2 very crucial games. Texas A&M lost on, I don't really want to talk about it, that little 2-point touchdown. I think there was a misholding call there. Not going to stir up the pot here. And then at Miami, first game for CJ Carr starting. Obviously, he got very good throughout the season, though.
He got better as the season went.
But basically, with Notre Dame's upsetting loss to begin the season, I see them getting their get back. I know the team lost 2-star running backs with Levin Price, but Aeneas Williams, I think, will be a name that households will start to know possibly. We saw little flashes of him last season, and I think a little bit too in the college football playoff the year before. He was actually really solid. CJ Carr is one of the Heisman favorites, of course. I think he's really good at his position heading into his redshirt sophomore season, and he has something to prove. And I can also see this, I just said this Miami Notre Dame game is just like a revenge game, but I think this entire season is a revenge season for Notre Dame. I think you guys would have to agree on me the way their season got ended after that crazy stretch they went on. But I just think they're going to be here to prove everybody wrong. And a lot of people also forget that Leonard Moore, he's coming back to the Irish, one of the top running cornerbacks in the entire college football. So this game is a must-watch, I have to say.
Great games in college football happening all season. And this is one of the strongest week 1 games, I feel like, or week 1 slates in college football.
Mm-hmm.
You got Texas, Ohio State, LSU Clemson. There's going to be amazing games on the start right away to start the season. But that's a little college football talk, man.
I do think, too, when we get closer to that college football season, you're
Yeah.
going to start hearing a lot of college football talks from us. I
Yeah.
think
Oh,
that
yeah.
we would all have to say that's one of our favorite sports to talk about.
100%.
So,
We
yeah.
could honestly spend like 2 hours just sitting here talking.
Yeah.
We could do a whole episode on college
We
football.
really could just do an entire episode about college football once the season gets closer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so great storylines, man, in both NFL and college football. Guys, anything else? College football?
Nothing.
Nothing else, man.
All right, so let's transition here from the football field to the basketball court. Brady, your Cavaliers, big game, big
Man.
win last night, Game
Big,
7. Let's
big,
talk
big.
about it, man.
So massive, man. The Cleveland Cavaliers advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2018. As long as James Harden's first time since 2018, where he had that ballistic season. This is big for Cleveland. No LeBron. They have made the Eastern Conference Finals. And a little stat you guys may not have known from last night's game. I think Cavs won this game, honestly, at halftime. And 3 quarters, they had this game won. But Donovan Mitchell scored more points than the big three in Detroit. He scored more than Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, and Tobias Harris. He scored more than all of them combined. And he makes his first Eastern Conference Finals appearance in his 9-year career to stop all the talk as people just say he's a second first round buyout. That's big for him because to play his hometown team, the Knicks. There's a lot of connection with Donovan Mitchell in New York. So I do want to say, too, the Knicks have had the Cavs number in recent years, but this Cleveland squad is a much different squad than the Knicks have faced because they have James Harden now. There's no Darius Garland. They have James Harden, so it's going to be different. I think it's going to be a great series. We'll talk more about it next episode.
So, Brady, before I get to Vince,
Let's hear it.
last episode, you predicted against the Cavs.
I did.
So, are you going to stay on that so you get the luck? What are you doing?
I'm going to be honest. The reason why, really, that was before the Cavs have actually ended up winning a road game. So the entire series, they had not won a road game, so I was a little biased on them. And that was also after Harden was a little shaky.
Yeah.
But I think he's got his stuff together. The Cavs can obviously now win road games. I think the Cavs can win this game. I think it will be a later series as well. I know the Knicks are coming off of a 4-game sweep. They haven't played basketball in what seems like a month. But
Yeah.
I know I was looking at a lot of stuff too. The Knicks fans said that they're kind of scared after seeing this Cavs team. And Game 7, Jared Allen, man, he is a special guy.
Yeah. Vince, any thoughts, man, from the Cavs or the future Eastern Conference Finals matchup between the Knicks
Yeah,
and Cavs?
that was a good win for Cleveland, especially getting those wins there. I think the Cavs next series is going to be a good one. That's a series could go either way in 7. That's going to go 7 games. If it goes
Absolutely.
less than 7 games, I would be surprised.
I'll agree with you there.
But really, it's gonna go 7, and who wins that 7th game is really up in the air. This is a series that is even. So it's going to be a long one, but it is going to be a fun one.
I think I've said it about 500 times on this pod, but New York's going to be on fire during this.
Absolutely.
100%.
That's going to be an insane atmosphere when they
Mhm.
win these games.
Madison
I was
Square
about to say, just like,
Nuts.
yeah.
but- Go ahead. Go.
I was about to say, just like I said last episode, their hometown environment, the home crowd in Madison Square Garden, especially when it's like a close late game, they get some clutch shots up there. It goes nuts.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun matchup watching Jared Allen and Karl Anthony Towns, especially with Jalen Brunson as well on the other side, guarding Donovan Mitchell or James Harden, whoever they decide to put on who. But 2 star teams playing against each other on the west side too. You got 2 star-studded teams as well. This is going to be a fun little ending for the playoffs, I believe. I feel like recent years has kind of been but
Yeah.
we got 2 great teams on both sides
Yeah. I'm
fighting for a
excited
chance in the
this
finals.
matchup. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I am too.
I think it's going to be just a great watch every game. I'm going to give my prediction now. I got the Cavs, man. I think the Cavs clicked something in the last game, and I got them beating the Knicks, man. I'm going to say it right now. Anything else, man, from Knicks Cavs, guys?
I think we
I
covered
don't got
everything.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go out West Coast, man. We got our future matchup as the Spurs beat the Timberwolves a couple games ago. We got our we got our matchup, man. The Thunder versus Spurs. I think the biggest storyline coming out of this game is Chet versus Wimby. Guys, any
Yeah.
thoughts?
That'll be fun. Two big, lanky men, that can both shoot the ball. These two guys are great basketball players, but I see. Obviously, I don't know if you can put anybody in the NBA against Wemby.
Yeah.
That could be a take. That could not be a take. But this dude can literally do it all at his position. Something we've really never seen before, especially at his height. I know there's been some before that are his like a little shorter than him that can still shoot, but they're like closer to that 6 foot, 7 foot range. But Wemby is 7'4". This dude can shoot the ball. He's crazy on defense. He literally does everything you need him to be. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to have to go to the Thunder, to be honest. This team has been dominant nonstop. They're just insane. I think the Thunder can win this game in 5 or 6.
Vince, any thoughts, man?
Yeah, kind of what we've kind of said before this ended. It's going to be Spurs Thunder. This is another one of those series, in my opinion, that can go 7. I know the regular season doesn't matter, but the Spurs won 4 out of the 5 meetings against the Thunder in the regular season. That's a stat I just want to look at there. I know it's not going to hold any relevance, especially now since it's the postseason. But yeah, this is going to be a series that's going to go 7. But I agree with Brady. Give me the Thunder. I just think it's going to be Thunder at 7.
Vince loves the 7s, man.
Man,
Nah.
Game 7 Vince over here. Man, I wanted to talk about the rebuild. Like, how fast the rebuild for the Spurs have gone.
Right, yeah.
Like, it was just
Yeah.
your transition from the Kawhi years. They had a couple down years after that, and then now they're back at the top. Man, that's impressive. It just says so much about their front office and everything. But I'm excited, man. I think this could be my favorite matchup so far.
Yeah, I
Really,
think
just like I mentioned.
Yeah, I think also injuries are going to play a part on both sides here. De'Aaron Fox is already ruled out of Game 1.
Yeah.
For San Antonio, he's a great help. De'Aaron Fox, the point position, he's been insane. Obviously, like Vince basically went off of, the Spurs went 4-1 versus OKC in the regular season. I think OKC knows that they have to get back. And I still think that they're favorites because they've just been so dominant in the playoffs, and they haven't lost yet in the postseason. And obviously, the Wemby and Chet, I think Wemby has obviously the size advantage, I would say. And I do think with Chet, he fits perfectly into the OKC system that they run. But both teams, the rim protection that these two teams have is both on an elite level. I feel like every bucket it's gonna feel hard earned, to be honest, especially when both of them are on the court. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. 2 lengthy men, like you said, man, on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
It's going to be an insane
Come
watch.
on, bro.
But, man, the NBA playoffs the last couple years just haven't been as good as it used to be. But I think this year's playoffs have been fantastic, man. It's
Yeah.
like I could actually sit and watch it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited, man. I got the Spurs beating Thunder. I hate
It's not
betting
crazy
on the
either.
favorite, man. I hate betting on the favorite, and I think Wemby's taking that next step into super elite status. So I got the Spurs, man, but we'll talk about it a little bit more as the series goes on and on next episode when we get a little bit more. Anything else, guys? NBA.
No,
Nothing.
man, I think we covered all the bases there.
So before we transition, guys, I want to give a little score update in our own city. The Reds just went up 4-3 against the Phillies right now in the top of the 8th inning. They were tied 3-3. They just scored a run, so we got a close game going on right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna just say in the real quick. This is a must-win series. I think for the Reds. I mean, coming off of a terrible series, I think just not just terrible, but a terrible game yesterday against Cleveland.
Yeah.
You gotta have a bounce back series, and I think this is probably the best opportunity since the Reds are missing the best 2 pitchers Philly has.
Yeah, it was a terrible series in Cleveland. Like, it should have.
It's just been terrible for the Reds.
Like, we had
Recent.
that hot month, man. and just-
April was hot. I'm like, oh my goodness, we.
There's a lot of hope.
And May has just been a decline back to like the
A
basement.
dumpster fire.
I was literally thinking about in April, like, man, I get to see a home playoff game at Great American Ballpark. Now,
Those
we're
stuff's just
probably-
gone away.
Yeah,
so-
that chance is probably gone and flown
Yeah.
away.
So I'll keep updating as long as the podcast goes, but we're going to transition, man, into our last segment. Might be a fan favorite, hot takes of the week. Brady,
Let's go.
Hey,
I know you
I'll let
got
you
one.
guys go. I'm gonna let you guys
I'm
go
ready. I'm
first.
ready with
Vince, you
mine.
go, man. You go
Oh,
first, Vince.
again, like, I got a bold one.
Okay. Give it to us.
Indiana will miss the college football playoff.
Wow.
That's a
Okay.
bold
Indiana,
take.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
hot
It's not hot.
necessarily. I can
explain,
see a lot of
explain.
people saying
Okay.
that.
Like
Yeah.
kind of what we were saying, they have lost a lot of talent. I don't think they're going to have a losing record. It's nothing like that. They're probably still going to finish around that like 7 to 9 win mark. I
Okay.
just think the Big Ten has gotten a lot tougher in this last year. You
Okay.
still have Ohio State to deal with. You still have Oregon. You're going to have teams that pop out of nowhere. Maybe it's Wisconsin. Maybe it's Iowa. Maybe it's USC. Maybe it's Washington, who just pop up out of nowhere, and you're already competing for the division with those teams.
Yeah.
I just think for Indiana, they're still going to be good. I'm not saying they're not going to be like, oh, they're going to win 3 games after winning the national championship. I just think they're going to go. They got a tougher road, and they're going to finish the year like barely missing the college football playoff, and like, especially too with losing talent and everything.
I can see how you think that's a hot take. Like I see how you're.
Right. I mean,
thinking.
especially when you're coming off a national championship.
That's
year,
what
they
I was about to
basically
say.
come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years, they have made the college football playoff in 24 and 25.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people may not view that as a hot take. I understand, but at the same time, especially knowing
No.
that it's Indiana, I think
I
it's
see your vision because you got to
Yeah.
think about it too. Like all the, like Vegas is gonna be, like having favorite odds for Indiana.
100%.
You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
put a national championship.
And
else.
you got Kirk Signetti, so you never really know. I'm gonna be honest. I
Yeah.
think when said and done, Kirk Signetti could honestly be. He could be up there, top 20, top 10 coaches of all time for what he's
Top
done with
20,
Indiana.
Top 20 for sure.
Yeah,
top
for what he's
20,
done with Indiana is
Yeah, top 20 for
unbelievable.
sure. But Vince, I see your vision for sure. Like what you said. Like I said, like Vegas is gonna have them favored to make the playoffs. I see it. Brady, do you want to go last? I'll go.
I'll go last.
All right.
I have a good one.
So my hot take of the week: the new 76 team format in March Madness this year will be a success, and people will like it. So I'm gonna explain myself here. Who doesn't like more college basketball games? You know, I love March Madness. It's my favorite thing to watch every year. I literally just sit on the couch all day and watch college basketball. You know what I mean? It's more games, and I think it's going to be more entertaining. It creates more storylines. It creates more buzz. The only downside to it, guys, is the brackets. When you create your own brackets, because now you have to wait like up to that Thursday when the first official rounds start to know all the teams that are in the official bracket. You know what I'm saying? So
That's going to be very interesting to see how like CBS and all those bracket challenges changes. Because
Yeah.
they're usually like, oh, first 4 opponent. Well, they have it now as like actual games you can actually predict a win and see if they make a run. That's going to be interesting to see, especially.
So I think how it works is now they're going to have games that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I think either Thursday or Friday is the first official round.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that gets screwed out of this is people predicting a bracket. So that's the
I like that take. I like
Yeah,
that
I
take.
No, it's 100% solid.
I think when it
yeah,
when
go
it when it got released, I know a lot of people were dissing on it, saying, this is going to ruin the sport, ruin March that we love. But when I think the time comes around, they're going to realize how there's much more basketball they get to watch.
Yeah.
It's going to feel much longer. I feel like for the players, though, it might be a little, I don't know, because I feel like it's going to be much longer for them.
Yeah.
But it just shouldn't be that big of a deal. I think, honestly, time will tell, but I'm agreeing with Zach here. I think a lot of, like right now, is getting a lot of hate for it, but when it comes to that time, people are going to realize, okay, this is fine, I can deal with
You
it.
got to think though too, like they've always expanded the tournament throughout the years. So this is just another expansion. I know everyone liked the 68, but also too like these first rounds of games, like the 68 team format is still there. There's just like the buy-in games. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
There's
it's-
more play-in games, and
Yeah,
they're gonna
yeah,
have
the
more
play-in
games in
game, yeah.
places like Dayton, and I know they're looking
yeah.
at.
After a couple of seasons, man, people are not going to complain about it at all.
No,
I heard
give it a year or two, and people are probably going to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know about
I agree
this.
with what both of you said about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know if you guys really know about this, but Cincinnati's basically like redoing their downtown
Yeah.
with some of the
Banks.
stuff and the banks,
Mhm.
especially the arena down there next to Great American.
Needs
And
a
I
needs a
was looking
renovation.
into it, and a lot of it was saying how it could possibly be a host for March Madness.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that if you guys haven't saw that or read into it, because I was looking into it for some reason, I don't know why I was bored, and a
Oh,
lot of stuff said potential March Madness place for March Madness to play. So
I
that
we
would
was
have
be
a
really
great we
exciting.
have a great city like
I
for
was
March
looking
Madness.
into it. It's I think Cincinnati got a bid to host in 2022
Mm.
and 2017, and then I think it got taken away for some reason because again,
Because
with the arena,
Heritage Bank Center is a dump.
the Heritage Bank Center. I'm gonna be blunt. It's a dump.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it is pretty.
it's
It's. I mean, there's no. I mean, really, the best arena maybe in the city is either with you got what UC and maybe the Cintas Center. Like that arena down there is a dump.
Fifth
Yeah,
Third
so
is like the newest like basketball arena in the whole city. So
it's nice. It's nice too.
It is, yeah.
all right, Brady,
Hit
you
it.
got a big
I have a
one,
hot
man.
take. You guys can
Hit us
feel
with
free to debate. I feel like Zach might want to, but my hot take, and this might be one of the hottest ones we will have for a while. I think SGA Shea Gilgeous Alexander is already higher than Kyrie all time. Um, you could talk to me after. Let me just put this down.
get it
So
out, get it out.
this one hurts to say because Kyrie is one of my favorite players of all time. I love Kyrie. I was a big Cavs fan. He was a big part of that. But I have to say, I think SGA has done more than Kyrie in the NBA so far.
That's not crazy.
And Shea already has back-to-back MVPs. He has one ring as well as a Finals MVP, and possibly looking at two here with the series run against the Spurs, and literally just has to win two more series, and he literally can do both of that again. Kyrie, besides his Cleveland start and also in Boston, he's not really been a leader for his team. He's mainly been just like the elite co-star, and he's been really good at being that co-star. In Boston, we obviously got to see him. He was pretty much the main thing there, and he was great. He had a great time in Boston. But also like to say, OKC literally built their team around Shea, and he also had the scoring title in his 24-25 season. He led the team to the finals, but with Kyrie, he mainly needed help with LeBron. Kyrie also has never finished top 10 in MVP voting throughout his entire career, and he also has never been selected to the All NBA first team in his career,
Yeah.
which is kind of surprising when I read into that. I was like, maybe for MVP, I understand that. For first team, I can kind of understand, but also was like a little shocked. And also, I'd like to say I don't think Kyrie was a top five player in the league during his prime. That might be a little crazy, but maybe not. I think players better were like Westbrook. You got LeBron, KD, Curry, James Harden. I'm really counting that 2016-2017 season for him, like the start of his prime. And I just think Shea is more consistent. As like this dude literally drops like 28 to 35 every game, and I think he just scores better on all three levels. I'm not like basically trying to bash Kyrie here because that kind of seems like what I'm doing, but at the same time, not really. I just feel like he's done more in the league so far than Kyrie has, and Kyrie's done a lot. But with the stuff that SGA has done, I think it just overtakes what Kyrie has done. And I'm not. I just want to say this too. I'm never going to forget Kyrie's 2016 shot over Curry with 53 seconds left in Game 7 when
Yeah.
neither team had scored in 3.5 minutes. I remember watching that. One of the hypest moments I've ever watched as a fan. But
Yeah.
I just think Shea's already higher than Kyrie all time. He's got two MVPs at 27, and to be honest, I think with even just getting two MVPs in your career, that kind of puts you in top 50 all time. Maybe that's crazy. And when it's all said and done, I could see him honestly being top 25 all time. And I know a lot of people like to talk about his flopping, but I say also like that's a skill that you gotta have.
I was about
And
to
he
say
does
that is,
such a good job at it. And it's not like every point this dude has is from the free throw line. It's not. This dude can score from everywhere. So that's my take. I think I
Vince,
don't
you go
know.
first because I gotta think here.
I know you got to think, but you know what? Obviously, I think I've said this before. I'm not huge into the NBA, but I agree with that. Honestly, I think that's a solid take, and especially if SGA can win this final, especially if he can go on that run and win that final, I think it's going to solidify it in my opinion.
I had a lot of people at school. I was kind of giving like a little sneak peek of it, and they were
Yeah.
not liking it at all. But I think with this argument I just had, I think I may have just possibly settled it, maybe
It's
for some
the
people.
it's the I think it's the era we grew up in and everyone
Yeah,
like
Mm,
we all think of Kyrie, but like you're not wrong. Like I'm 50-50. Like I love Kyrie. I got a
I
signed
do
like
too. That's why I
I have
said
I have
like
a
Kyrie.
signed Kyrie basketball in my room right
I don't know if you remember for my birthday, like at my aunt's house, I was wearing a Kyrie
now.
jersey
Yeah.
on my birthday,
Yeah.
that
I
navy,
love
that
Kyrie,
Cleveland one.
man. That's
They're one
so
of my favorite players.
I'm gonna disagree for now, and then I'm gonna wait till after the finals is over to see what
Hmm.
SGA does. If he wins,
yeah.
I might have to agree with you, but in my stance, I don't. Everything you said was true. Like I don't disagree with anything you said. I think Kyrie was such just a. You saw the talent with him when he played with
Hmm.
LeBron. Boston was a little like a failed
Right.
take for him.
Yeah.
But I think he changed the game like Curry did, but with his handles. Like I've never seen handles like Kyrie before. And I remember one move. I thought it was the most legendary move. I think they were playing the
Am I
Warriors.
thinking the same one?
I think they were playing the
Maybe.
Warriors Christmas night, and he's driving to the lane, and he does a little fake with the ball on the side, and the defender just starts zooms right past him. He just lays it in. I thought that was
Insane.
top five move all time, but
I was
that's
I was thinking I was thinking one in the All-Star game. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
yeah. I know what you're talking
I
But
about.
he
vaguely
like
do.
was acting like he was gonna go behind the back and then he faked it and didn't go behind the back. He went like halfway and then he went like normal. Yo, I don't think I've ever seen that before, and that was insane.
I
Uh
don't, but I don't disagree with you. I have to wait though after this finals because I know
mhm.
SGA has been amazing, and you gotta think too. Like he is the leader on the Thunder team, so that's why I kind of after this finals I'm gonna give him the
Yeah.
advantage. But I think Kyrie just changed the game in so many ways that made me. I don't know. I'm so torn. That's a great hot take, man. I'm torn. I'm
That is
really torn.
great. No, that is a solid take.
Mm.
Do we have
So
before we end this? Do we have one more update on the Reds?
goodness, I didn't want to say it. Bryson Stott of the Philadelphia Phillies just hit a two-run home run in the bottom of the eighth for the Phillies to go 5-4. So
Sorry,
Vince, that
buddy.
couldn't have been
I'm
more
sorry.
perfect
I'm
timing.
sorry. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, boys, anything else, man? After tonight,
I think we covered all our bases unless Brady has something.
Nah, I think we're
Mm,
good. I think this is a great episode too.
Yeah, good
yeah,
solid episode. I think we covered a lot of bases here.
yeah, that's it, man. Episode 2 down the books. Watch out, man, for all the episodes once per week. Please follow us on the socials. I know Vince will drop all the
So
socials down.
yeah, I can do that real quick. So follow
Yeah,
us on
so
TikTok for like any like clips and anything. We'll probably end up be posting clips throughout the week for like from this podcast. We're on YouTube. We have if you want to watch the full podcast, it is always available on YouTube. Probably going to be the night of we film this or the or the day after.
yeah,
One of those two. We
yeah,
we also are on Spotify and Apple Music, so you can listen to the podcast. You can listen on Spotify like that, and then also we have Instagram and X if you just want to like see other random posts or just see us on social media. We're gonna try to get that page more use, in my opinion. But
yeah.
yeah, so those are our socials. Give us a follow. Give us say what's up. We're more than happy to say hey.
And feel free, man, to comment down below. Give us
Yeah,
your hot takes if you want to. React to either Brady's hot take of the week, Vince's hot take, my hot take. Please get involved, man. We like all the
we like
comments.
the involvement. We do.
So, but that's about it, man. From us, I'm Zach. That's Brady. That's Vince. That's the second episode of the Nosebleeds podcast. See you guys later. Peace.